That one in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. I could hear it before you did that. That one just a touch high. That'll even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. That's going to be hit foul, out of play. That'll run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spears going all the way to the front of the batter's box. This would hit out to center field, and it's gone. And a home run for Tatum Spears. So an RBI. Run scored for Spears. That's going to bring up the shorts. A double check on Neal as she was running. Didn't quite stop in time as she got to the fence. Hits Ways brought. She'll trot down to first base. So with no outs, a runner at first, that's going to bring up the catcher, Alyssa Philpott. Philpott, the leading hitter for the Panthers, coming in hitting .434 on the year. Swings at the first pitch, popped up on the infield. Gregory makes that one. That'll go down. It's an F5 for the first out. That's going to bring us to the third baseman, Savannah Castaneda. Castaneda hitting on the year. She steps to the plate. And that hit Castaneda. So, second hit batter tonight. Going to bring up the first baseman, Avery Simpson. Again, Ways brought it second. Simpson at first. That ball low. 1-0 the count. That one inside, gets away from Wiley. Both runners will advance on the pass ball. On the season, the Panthers with 25 stolen bases. That's in there for a strike. Two and one now, the count. Go high and bring it to 3-1. There's ball 4. That will load the bases up. Simpson trots down in Ways brought at third, Castaneda at second. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Emil Schmidt. Schmidt hitting .417 on the year. More of a slap style hitter. That one outside, it gets away from Wiley. Ways brought will come in. And E-Town up 2-0 here. Castaneda now at third and Simpson at second. Strike. That'll even it up at 1-1. Swings this one, hit down the left field line, slicing foul. That'll take the count to 1-2 strikes. There's one out here in the top of the first inning. E-Town up 2-0. Tatum Spears got him started with a leadoff home run. Alexis Ways was brought in on a wild pitch. That one outside. 2-2 the count. That one low. Bounce up in front of Wiley. Does a good job. Keep all the runners where they are. Count goes to 3-2 strikes. That one outside. So an RBI for Reynolds on that walk. That brings in Savannah Castaneda. Now coming to the plate will be the right fielder for Elizabethtown, Aislinn Burnett. Avery Simpson's at third, Schmidt at second. Wiley does a good job keeping that one in front of her. 1-0 the count. That one high, 2-0. Burnett with a 319 average on the year. Burnett with 20 RBIs on the season. That one high, 3-0 now. Sorry. Well, that was a strike. Two and one. Swings that one towards first. Picked up in foul territory. So everybody will go back to where they were. Go down. That's the second strike of the at-bat. 2-2 now the count. That one actually hits her on the foot. So that'll bring in Simpson from third. Schmidt moves over to third. Reynolds to second. And Burnett at first. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Ava Swift. Swift hitting 138 on the year. In the dirt, 1-0. That one in there for a strike. That'll even it up at 1-1. That one goes over Swift. Like it didn't hit her bat. 2-1 now. The count as she digs back in. That catches the inside corner. Two and two as Cheney comes back to the rubber. Down the line, that one fair. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. That's going to be a 2 RBI double for Ava Swift. That's going to take us back to the top of the lineup for the Panthers. Now lead 6-0 here in the top of the first. As Tatum Spears comes to the plate. Runners at second and third. Spears 1 for 1 on the day with a home run to center field. That one's high, 1-0. That one in the dirt. Wiley able to keep it close enough to her that runner at third would not come home. That one way early. It goes over the third base dugout. 2-1 the count. Three and one now the count to Spears. That's in there for a strike. Looks a full count, 3-2. Swings that one, hit high down the left field line, going into foul territory. We'll be able to get to that one. Count remains 3-2. At third base is Aislinn Burnett. He was Swift out at second. That one's hit into the trees over the third base dugout. That one, ball 4 in the dirt. I'll load him back up. going to bring up the shortstop, Alexis Weisbrot. Weisbrot was hit by a pitch at her first at-bat. Later came around to score the second run. We're going to have a substitution. A.J. Neal, who's the flex player, will enter for Spears. Outside. Garcia, the first baseman, cheating in just a little bit more than she was before. 1-0. That one outside as well. 2-0 now the count. That one goes high. Gets there enough for a strike. 3-1 now the count. Get one out here. Top of the first inning. Elizabethtown on top, 6-0. There's one out. Ball 4. Weisbrot will pick up an RBI on that one. As Neal heads to second base. Aislinn Burnett was the Panther that scored, making it 7-0. Ava Swift now at third base. Due up, Alyssa Philpott, the catcher for Elizabethtown. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. I believe it's going to be Caitlin Garcia going in to pitch. It'll just be a switch of positions. As Cheney will head over to first base. Kaylin Garcia into the circle. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Again, a reminder, we're back on the air tomorrow night. It'll be baseball action as John Hardin travels to take on North Hardin. And then on Thursday night, we'll be back here at John Hardin for baseball action as the Bulldogs will host the Central Hardin Bruins. For E-Town, their next game will be Wednesday as they will take on South Oldham at South Oldham. And for the Bulldogs, just have to wait about 30 minutes after the completion of this game as they will take on Metcalfe County. So Philpott steps into the batter's box with one out. Bases loaded. That one goes outside. 1-0 the count. Swings at that one, hit hard to left field. Going back is Weems, looking up. It's gone. Grand slam for Alyssa Philpott. The 4 RBIs. Ava Swift, AJ Neal, and Alexis Weisbrot coming in front of Phil Pott. The Panthers out now to an 11-0 lead. Savannah Castaneda to the batter's box for the Panthers. Low, 1-0. Two and 0 now the count. A slight breeze here today at John Hardin. It goes outside, going from first base towards third base. This one hit well towards left field. Weems back there, gets past her. Castaneda heading into second. It'll be a stand-up double. And then on the missed throw, she will move up to third. So with one out, Avery Simpson now comes to the plate with a runner at third. Simpson 0 for 0 on the day as she was hit by a pitch in her first at bat. As we head out towards left field line, it's going to fall in for an RBI. Weems gets it back in quickly. But an RBI for Simpson as Castaneda scores. Now that'll bring up the second baseman, Emil Schmidt. She went 0 for 0 as she was hit by a pitch. Sorry, she walked in her last at bat. This one hit back towards the shortstop. Caswell up with it, trying to flip it over to second. There. We'll keep Schmidt at first. So with runners at first and second, Jessica Reynolds comes back to the plate. She has walked in a bases loaded situation. Simpson will be at second. That's in there for a strike, 0-1. That one in the dirt, gets away from Wiley. Simpson and Schmidt move up. Now runners at second and third. As we head out into left center field, that'll get down. That'll score 2 runs. Reynolds rounding second already. Goes down between second and third. Gregory now with it, and Gregory will tag her out. It'll be a 2 RBI double. But then tagged out. Good job of getting the ball back in from the outfield by Neal. So with 2 outs, no runners on, that'll bring up Aislinn Burnett, the right fielder. This one hit high down the first base side. It goes foul. Oh, and 1 the count. This one hit towards left center. That one's going to drop in as well. Neal gets there. That'll be a stand-up double for Burnett. That's going to bring up Ava Swift. Swift 1 for 1 on the day with a 2 RBI double and a run scored. That one fouled off over towards the E-Town dugout. 0-1 the count. Not too far outside. This one hit down the left field line, hooking foul. 1-2 now the count. That one too high. Evens it out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hopped up on the infield. Wiley in foul territory makes the catch for the 3rd out. Panthers able to push 14 runs across in that opening inning as we head to the bottom of the 1st. E-Town on top 14-0. This is a Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Lineup today for Coach Ricky Garcia's Bulldogs. Samara Neal will lead off. She's followed by Haley Wiley. Hitting third is the shortstop Jasmine Caswell. Hitting cleanup is Patricia Gregory. Hitting in the 5th spot is Addie Ennis. She's followed by Tristan Weems at the 6th spot. Hitting 7th is Sarah Seekman. Hitting 8th is Addison Cheney. And hitting 9th is Kinley Smith. Defensively for the Panthers, around the outfield, Ava Swift in left, Jessica Reynolds in center, and Aislinn Burnett in right field. Around the infield, Savannah Castaneda at third, Alexis Weisbrot at shortstop. The second baseman's Emil Schmidt. And the first base is Avery Simpson. The battery today for the Panthers, Alyssa Philpott behind the dish, and in the circle, AJ Neal. She comes in with a 2-1 record, a 7.00 ERA, has 9 strikeouts to just 2 walks. And the center fielder, Samara Neal, comes to the plate for the Bulldogs. This one hit down the third base line. That'll go foul. 0-1 the count. Samara Neal digs back in. Chases after that one. 0-2 the count. high and away. 1-2 now the count. Change up, down the third base line. Castaneda with it across quickly to Simpson for the first out. A 5-3 put out. It's going to bring up the catcher, Haley Wiley, for the Bulldogs. Swings that first pitch, 0-1. That goes high, evens it at 1-1. That's in there for a strike. Staying mainly on the outside part of the plate. That one took a couple hops before it got to the catcher. 2-2 the count. Goes high and away. Runs it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Goes outside. And Wiley will trot down to first base on the walk. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Jasmine Caswell. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up into foul territory, racing over Philpott, unable to get to that one. They'll go back to where they were. 0-1 the count. That one low. 1-1 the count. Getting Wiley at first. Found straight back. 1-2 now the count. AJ Neal, the pitcher for the Panthers, just a 7th grader. Gets him back up the middle, right as Waysbrot took a couple steps to the middle of the field. Caswell hits it right behind her for a single. So now with one out there, runners at first and seconds, we get to the third baseman, Patricia Gregory. Down the first baseline, slices foul. 0-1 the count. Gregory steps back in. Oh, and 2 as she swings through that fastball. Quick throw down. They had thrown behind Caswell. Cross and in time. And Wiley was just kind of stuck after good job by Philpott to quickly throw it down to Simpson. Caswell was off the base, so she took off to second. Forced Wiley to take off to third. A good throw from Simpson to Castaneda across the infield. On the 3-5 put out there. Now bounced in. 2-2 now the count. Coming outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. In the dirt, Gregory gets on first with a walk. Second walk of the inning. So Gregory at first, Caswell at second, as Addie Ennis, the second baseman for the Bulldogs, comes to the plate. Coach Garcia going to talk to her real quickly. This one hit. Weisbrot gets it. Quickly over to Castaneda for out number 3. There were no runs on 1 hit. 2 runners left on base. So we head to the top of the second inning. Elizabethtown on top. 14-0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, eTown Exterminating, West Point Bank, and NFHS. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always check out our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV, subscribe to our channel, and get all your local community sports and events. Right, as we start at the top of the second inning, it'll be 1, 2, 3 in the Panthers lineup. A.J. Neal, Alexis Weisbrot, and Alyssa Philpott. As A.J. Neal steps to the plate, this will be her first at-bat of the game. She came in for Tatum Spears. It's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. That one outside, 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. That would have been ball 2, as that one was well in the right-handed batter's box. That'll leave it up at 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So with 1 out, that'll bring up the shortstop for the Panthers, Alexis Weisbrot. Weisbrot 0 for 0. She was hit by a pitch and has walked. She does have an RBI. She was walked with the bases loaded, and she has 2 runs scored. Add in there for a strike. 1-1 now the count. Popped up on the infield, and Garcia makes the catch with a second out. That's going to bring up the catcher for the Panthers, Alyssa Philpott. Philpott 1 for 2 on the day. She flew out, and then she literally flew out all the ballpark on a grand slam, her last at bat. That one high. This one hit down the left field line. That'll be fair. Moving over to get to it is Weems. She'll throw it in. Philpott does a good job running out of the batter's box. Get a stand-up double. She's now 2 for 3 on the day. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter for the Panthers, Savannah Castaneda. Castaneda 1 for 1 on the day. She has a double, 2-run score. Also reached a hit by pitch. This one hit hard between the shortstop and third. Philpott racing around. She'll score. Actually, have a courtesy runner for her that scores. It's an RBI single. So we have a pinch runner, Claire Miller. So the first baseman, Avery Simpson, out of the plate for the Panthers, and scoring that run for Philpott, Eliza Dober, the courtesy runner for Philpott. Again, pitchers and catchers can use courtesy runners. Does not count as a substitution. That one goes behind Simpson. And Miller gets down to second. Simpson on the day, 1 for 1. She's an RBI single. This one flared into center field. Neal coming on, not going to be able to get to it. Miller rounds third. That'll be another RBI single for Simpson. The Panthers now up 16-0. As the second baseman, Emil Schmidt, comes to the plate. Schmidt 0 for 1 on the day. She reached a walk. She also reached on an error. Came around to score 2 runs. That one inside. And in the dirt, Wiley, good job scooping that one up. 2-0 the count. I want to go high. 3-0 now the count. Ball 4. Schmidt, her second walk of the day. Simpson heads to second base. So with 2 outs and 2 on, Jessica Reynolds now comes to the plate. Reynolds 1 for 1 on the day. There's 3 RBIs, a run scored. And her last at bat, she had a double and trying to stretch it into a triple. Stumbled to the ground between second and third and was tagged out. This one hit right at the second baseman. Ennis, the line drive catch. And that will do it for the Panthers here in the second inning. There were 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 runners left on base, and no John Harden errors. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Elizabethtown on top, 16-0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Take a virtual tour today at etownapartments.com. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple, online at westpointbank.com. Due up in the bottom half of the second inning, it'll be 6, 7, 8 in the Bulldog lineup. Tristan Williams, Sarah Siekman, and Addison Cheney. A.J. Neal stays in the circle for the Panthers. That's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. This one hit out towards Schmidt at second. Scoops it up over to Simpson for the first out. 4-3 put out. That's going to bring up the right field to Sarah Siekman for the Bulldogs. That one sails high and away. 1-0 the count. Catches the outside corner, evens it up at 1-1. Down the third base line, over Castaneda's head, in for a single, as Swift gets it back in quickly. So with one out and a runner at first, that's going to bring up Addison Cheney. Cheney started the game as a pitcher for the Bulldogs and moved over, switched places with Kaylin Garcia. Swings through that one, 0-1 the count. That one low, 1-1. Here for the Bulldogs, it's their first of 2 games this evening. They will host Metcalfe County in the second game tonight. For Elizabethtown, their next game will be on Wednesday as they will travel to South Oldham. This fouled back right to us. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swings through that one, gets the strikeout. First strikeout of the day for Neal, and that's 2 outs with 1 runner on, and that's going to bring us to the designated player, Kinley Smith. Siekman at first after her single. In the dirt, Philpott keeps it in front of her. Siekman got a pretty big secondary after that last pitch. Surprised they don't throw down. There it is. That one a little too high. Gets back. Swings through that one. 1-2 now the count. Goes well high and away. Evens it up at 2-2. That one low. 3-2. Runner will be off. Pitch crosses home. Down the first base line, a laying foul. Siekman trots back to first. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled straight back. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ball 4. So that'll move Siekman up to second as Smith goes down to first. That's going to bring us back to the top of the order for the Bulldogs. Samara Neal to the plate. Neal grounded out in her only at bat. So he's through that one, 0-1. Back-to-back high fastballs from Neal. 0-2 the count. Samara Neal chased after it. So hit back up the middle. Schmidt gets there, but it bounces away. It's going to be an infield hit for Samara Neal, and now the base is loaded with 2 outs. So Siekman heads down to third. Smith will be at second. That's going to bring up Haley Wiley, the catcher. She reached on a walk. Was later tagged out in a rundown. Popped up in foul territory. Philpott could not find it. 0-1 the count now. Base loaded for the Bulldogs. That one will go outside. They're going to throw behind Samara Neal at first. She was halfway down the line. I think what Coach Garcia's done now, if they do throw to first, he's talking to Siekman about getting her secondary a little bit larger. They fake down to first. One ball, 2 strikes. As Wiley digs back in. Popped up towards right field, coming in hard and making the catch is Burnett for the 3rd out. For the Bulldogs, there were no runs on 2 hits, 3 runners left on base, and no Elizabethtown errors. After 2 complete, the Panthers on top, 16-0. This is a Hardin County educational and community television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. And you can check out all of our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV, subscribe to our channel, and get all your local community sports and events. And a reminder, we're back on the air tomorrow night as it'll be baseball action as John Hardin travels to Radcliffe to take on the North Hardin Trojans. And then Thursday night, we're right back here at John Hardin as it'll be baseball action as the Bulldogs will host the Central Hardin Bruins. Garcia will remain in the circle. Due up for the Panthers. It'll be 8-9-1 Aislinn Burnett, Ava Swift, and AJ Neal. So coming to the plate is Aislinn Burnett, the right fielder for the Panthers. 1-for-1 on the day. She has a double, reached on a hit by pitch, and has a run scored. That one bounces in. 1-0. So we hit towards right field. Seekman out there makes the catch for the first out of the inning. F9, and that's going to bring up number 9 hitter Ava Swift. Swift 1 for 2 on the day. She has a 2 RBI double and a run scored. That one low. 1-0. That one in there for a strike. This one ripped to left field. Base hit for Swift. That's going to bring up the pitcher, AJ Neal. Swift, her second hit of the day. Stepping out onto the on-deck circle, Julia Eccles for Elizabethtown. This will be hit out to left field as well. Another clean base hit. Neal was 0 for 1. She struck out in her first at-bat. So now it will be Julia Eccles hitting for Elizabethtown. Hits this one. Caswell picks it up. It's the lead runner out. That was Swift that gets tagged out. Neal advances to second, so it's a fielder's choice. 2 outs, 2 on, as this is going to be Jade Dennis to the plate for the Panthers. Down the line, Gregory gets it, races back. Safe as Neal slides in under. And for Gregory, all she had to do was run back and tag the base as it was a force out. Oh, like she went back to try to tag out Neal. She could have also gone across the diamond to first base. So it's Castaneda's spot they're coming up with. Looks like Claire Miller will hit for Castaneda. So Neal is at third. Base is loaded down the line. There's a base hit by Miller. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And a 2 RBI single for Miller. The score now, Elizabethtown on top, 18-0 over the Bulldogs. Eliza Dober now up to the plate for E-Town. Dober hitting 179 on the year. 2 balls, no strikes. That one goes outside. That's in there for a strike. Out towards Caswell. She picks it up, and they had to tag the runner. There was no one on first base. It was not a force. Back-to-back mental errors by the Bulldogs. So Jocelyn Armstrong now to hit for the Panthers. In there for a strike. Down the line, Gregory up with it. She'll go across the diamond in time to Cheney for the 3rd out. The Panthers able to push 3 more across the board as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. E-Town on top, 18-0. I'm pretty sure it's 19-0. Score 19-0 as E-Town comes back out for the 3rd inning. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. AJ Neal will stay in the circle for the Panthers, due up in the bottom of the third. It's going to be 3, 4, 5 in the Bulldog lineup. Jasmine Caswell, Patricia Gregory, and Addie Ennis. Caswell comes to the plate. She's 1 for 1 on the day. She had a single her first at bat. This would hit hard towards left field. Going to get over the left fielder. Caswell hits first, rounds it. Heading into second, a stand-up double. Caswell 2 for 2 on the day. It's going to bring up third baseman Patricia Gregory. She's 0 for 0 on the day as she reached on a walk. This one back to Neal. She'll quickly get it up. Make it over to first for the force out. Ava Swift now at first base for the Panthers. Caswell advances to third. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Addie Ennis. 0 for 1 on the day. She reached on a fielder's choice. Back up the middle, off Neal's glove. That'll score Caswell from third. And an RBI single for Ennis. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Tristan Weems. Weems 0 for 1 on the day. She had a ground out in her first at bat. Swings through that one. 1-1 the count. That in there for a strike. 1-2 now the count. That one fouled back. Castaneda now the catcher for the Panthers. One out. Runner at first is Ennis. This one fouled out of play. Might land on a truck. Fouled off. Good job by Weems. 3 consecutive pitches fouled off. Stays in there. That one too high. Even it up at 2-2. That one gets away from Castaneda. And it's down to second. That runs the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3. That is the second strikeout of the day for A.J. Neal. So with 2 outs and a runner at second, Sarah Siekman comes to the plate for the Bulldogs. Siekman 1 for 1 with a single. That one too far inside, 1-0. Swings at that one, evens it up at 1-1. Too high, 2-1. This one hit high. Infield rushing in from left field. Gets it for the 3rd out. So there was 1 run on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base. And that will do it as the Elizabethtown Panthers win 19-1 over John Hardin. This is a Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. For John Hardin, they fall to 3-9 on the season, 0-3 in 17th district play. For the Panthers, they improved to 17-2 and 5-0 in 17th district play. A reminder, we're back on the air tomorrow night as it'll be baseball action from North Hardin as they will host the John Hardin Bulldogs. For all of us here at HCEC-TV, I'm Bobby Thompson saying so long and good night.